Oh, please, can't these stupid bitches take some accountability? I don't know if you're aware of this, but men lie a lot. They lie a lot. They lie outright. They lie through omission. They lie by pretending to not know how to do things they absolutely know how to do. They lie all the time. Now, this page, you must be new here, is where I am here to help women. And one of the things that I help women with is to see how much men lie and to see how much we lie to ourselves. Okay? So, there in no world am I not going to say that, hey, sometimes we are so delusional that we will chase after men who are not available and who are very clearly not available. And we will be like, oh, you're a climber? You're climbing all the time? You don't seem the least bit interested in changing that. Well, that's okay. It'll change. I can change you. Do women actually think that we can change men? Yeah, a lot of us, especially if we had daddies that, weren't there for us or like did some stuff. And then we're like, oh, if I can get this man to do, to like love me, then that'll heal all that. And it doesn't. And we are stuck in a cycle. So I am fully aware that a lot of women sign up to be with bad boys, broken men, addicts, all kinds of stuff. Because some of us, literally, our identity, partly because of patriarchy and the socialization of us, is to be a soft place for men to land, to be their peace, to be their ride or die, to literally change them from a rich, spoiled brat beast who got a woman to live in his place because her daddy was like, I don't want to be in prison, take my daughter. And then they fall in love, I don't know. Some of us have been told that, being a little mermaid who goes to another place and doesn't talk at all and just goes away from our family, even though we're curious and we like want to, see new stuff. We do it all for like a dude who was like dead on the beach practically. And they're like, oh my God, I'm in love. I'll change everything about me and go be in his world forever. So we have been forked by patriarchy to think that this is normal. We're supposed to fix men, that we are their shock absorber. We are their mommies. We hold them down, like without us, they be nothing. Which, on some level, that's pretty true because we're like do endless labor for free that they don't want to do. So a lot of my work is actually dedicated to helping women unfork their brain from patriarchy because that is what was driving a lot of my stuff. Every single book and movie and all this crap has been conditioning me to settle for men, broken men, dangerous men, losers, boring men that I'm not attracted to at all. I'm supposed to like want a fork where men, you do not see that. Loser women almost never get like hot dudes in movies. Forking my brain from that, dealing with all of the childhood, personal issues that drove me to constantly chase after men who sucked, who breadcrumbed or just, whatever, angry, didn't like me, whatever, who treat me like shit because of my own issues. And I've been working on that. And so I help women see their own truth because we cannot change men. What we can do is learn their game, learn their predatory, abusive tactics, stop giving them the benefit of the doubt all the time when they haven't earned any benefits of any doubt. Stop enabling them. Stop putting our other women, our daughters, our friends, just the world in danger by enabling these men, covering for these men, giving them an alibi by being married to them or whatever. So you better believe I spend a lot of time holding women accountable. But what you're doing here is assuming that all of these women who are married to men, and have you seen, there's hundreds of comments in that video with over 230,000 views of women's stories of being left. And a lot of those by their husbands. So they could go mountain bike or climb a mountain, run a marathon, or one of the other selfish, time-intensive, far from home, time-intensive, crazy expense and often very dangerous hobbies that they absolutely did not sign up for. A lot of these men started doing this stuff when they become parents because now they need an excuse to get the fork out of this house. And no one going to keep them trapped in this boring ass house with babies are boring. Or they're just like never stop crying. They're overwhelming and boring. I say this as a former nanny. Time goes so slow. And men seem to think, well, I don't want to be here for this. That's her job. I'm going to take up rock climbing, mountain biking. I don't know. I'm going to train all year for a marathon or maybe even spend $30,000 to go 3 months to Everest to maybe die. And most women don't have that kind of audacity. And honestly, I wish they had more of it. I love seeing women in the outdoors. I love it when I see female marathon runners because I know that woman's probably doing way more labor than she should be most cases. So she has carved out time for herself to do something, go climbing, mountain, whatever. I love seeing women in these time-intensive sports. Maybe not so dangerous ones, because at the same time you chose to be a parent. But there are so many women who, marry these men. And as soon as these men have them locked in, they're done. They've done everything. This is the finish line. It's not the beginning of something new. This is the finish line. They've done all the work. They took one of the dumb dates. They did all the lovey-dovey stuff. Now she's locked in. Now he's going to continue doing his life. And only her life should have to change. Only she should be the sacrificial lamb for the family. And so out of nowhere sometimes, they'll be like, you know what? I think I'm going to start running. Seems like a great idea. Oh, healthy habit, hobby. Great. And then it takes over their life. All of their meals revolve around it. Everything, the time, everything revolves. When you have men doing this kind of stuff, the whole family pays a huge price. And daddy's gone all the time. And even when he's home, he's a jerk usually because he's tired from punishing himself for fun all day. If he has anything left to give, it's not much. Or it's like angry. So the families of these men who are addicted to I have nothing against outdoor sport. I have an issue with people, but especially men who are super entitled because of patriarchy and super selfish because of patriarchy and expect a lot of unpaid labor, endless unpaid labor for women because of patriarchy. Those people who take it, it's their approach to it. I have nothing against climbing mountains. It's the way they do it. Although I do think Everest, that should stop because it's ridiculous what it is. And just the mentality of so many men in the outdoor industry, and I say this as someone who worked in that industry for a really long time, is just about like domination and just lack of consideration and just about pleasure, not responsibility. It's about pain, which they get off on, rather than, dealing with themselves. It's about literally running from something, about escapism, avoidance, which is so many men's problems in general, because they won't deal with themselves, their feelings, or literally anything, because they don't want to be a pussy. They're going to be a strong man in nature, rather than deal with the real war, the real demon, the real dark stuff in here. No, they're going to go climb a mountain, and now they're all good. A lot of women did not know they were signing up for that. So either you don't date men, or I don't know, maybe you're lucky, or maybe you're with one of these men. I don't know what your deal is, but you're projecting hardcore. Or you just don't know. You don't have enough experience with men to understand how much they lie, how much they change, how entitled they are, and how quickly they will just throw their whole family away for something exciting, whether it be an affair or a mountain. And do women do that sometimes? But what's driving that is oftentimes different, and it is not patriarchal entitlement. So I am here to help women see the lies that men tell us and all the ways they manipulate us. More importantly, the lies we tell ourselves, because that honestly was the hardest part, was realizing that I excused so much bad behavior. I chased after some of the dumbest, ridiculous dudes, the biggest forking loser, because I was taught that my value as a woman under patriarchy is helping men, fixing men, helping people, serving people, nurturing people, all this crap, and that the only way that I will have power, have meaning, have validation is to be tied to a man. Even though I didn't date men for most of like my 20s and half my 30s, thank God. I worked with them all the time. I listened to how they talked about their girlfriends. Even when I wasn't in the outdoor industry, even when I was in the film industry, working with all men, I would listen to them talk about how they, the woman they're currently forking, they wish they could put a paper bag over her head. Okay? I've been in these circles a long time. And I've also done a lot of work on seeing my brain fork and how I have been the cool girl and bought into all this crap. So if you're not here for that, that's fine. But don't you shame women on my page who end up with some of these men because they didn't know that these men are lying. And that maybe some of their own childhood stuff, their codependency, or just their conditioning under patriarchy and the mind fork brainwashing that is, played into this. I'm here to help with that. But what you're doing here is not helpful to anybody. You're not welcome with this energy. And it's honestly people who make comments like this, you end up eating your words. Because I used to be wouldn't be me with domestic violence until it was me. So whatever sort of superiority complex you have going on here, or internalized misogyny you got working, I suggest you work on, because This isn't going to get you anywhere, and you're going to get duped by one of these dudes if you're going to blame all this on the women who knew what they were getting themselves into. Not all of them did. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Just finished my French test, comments on, saw the chickens on my way to take the test. After the test, I bought myself a smoothie at this cute place. Yeah, I have laryngitis and made myself so sick from worrying about my French test. And I was crying. I had diarrhea the first time I took it. Last Wednesday, today, I took the oral part and did pretty good. Look at that hand in the corner. Look at this cute shop. Yeah, there's a nutcracker, but so what? It's still cute. Comment song, laryngitis version. I am so proud of myself. I'm super happy, but still kind of sick. But I took that forking test. Learn more about it on Patreon. Thanks for being with me, all. Et voila.